Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, we're taking a look at the new Forbidden Limited list. I've already seen this, I just want to discuss it, because I think this is a... let's just go over it. Let's start with, of course, the unlimits. Starting off with Sprite Blue. Hooray, Sprite is back at full power, more or less. As you will see as well, we also get Nimble Beaver and Jet as well, all back to 3. So Sprite's now at full power. Hip hip hooray, that's great for me. I love that. That's a fantastic thing. Nadir Servant's also back at 3. All of these are fine changes. That could have happened quite a while ago and not really changed anything. Now I'm going to be able to play Sprite more realistically, and I'm going to have a good time doing it. So, this is a good ban list for me, right? Wrong, because of what's next. We have semi-limits, which, let's just start off by saying immediately, Maiden of White should not be hit. Neither should any of the Blue Eyes cards. Not a single Blue Eyes card is worth hitting. The only reason these are seeing hit is because people at the lower ranks are complaining about Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes has not, nor ever will be, the problem. The problem of the Primite cards, they always have been, they always will be. The Blue Eye stuff is nothing. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. The Blue Eye stuff is so mid. It's just Primite mostly that is a problem. And even with that being said, significantly stronger decks are on the horizon and currently even playable. Like, I get that Blue Eyes is the most popular. It's not the most powerful. Not even close. There's like 4 decks that are above it that I would say are just strictly stronger. So, sure, why not? Granted, all of those cards, all of those decks that I just said are better, aren't hit on this list, which is why I'm talking about this. Branded Fusion is going from 1 to 2 because Konami hates me specifically. Whatever. Branded, I think, it needs a significant rebalancing in the way that it works. I think it is just a garbled mess of a deck, and I just genuinely would rather see something major happen with it than these, like, pseudo changes. I think it just needs a rework. I think it's just a bad deck, mostly because it's just too over bloated with garbage, for lack of a better term. You have to play like 60 one-ofs. It's all just like a bunch of one-ofs, and it feels terrible. I think Branded is just in a bad spot. Granted, when Dragon Tail shows up, no one will play Branded, right? Anyway, next up, Sage is also at 2, which is sure, I don't care. None of this changes anything. This doesn't do anything for Blue Eyes. So, sure. Moving on to the limitations. Bonfire is going from 2 to 1. That matters. It does. That's it. And then Sinful Spoils is going from 3 to 1. As if anyone was playing more than 1 anyway. This is equivalent to when SP Little Knight was semi-limited in the OCG. Look, there is not a reason in the world you could explain to me why this would make any sense, except for the fact that Konami is bad at balancing their own game. Most people only have 1 of this anyway. It's not like they would be giving us additional UR crafts or anything like that with this. Realistically, this is just a bad change that doesn't solve any issue. If they banned it, it would solve something. If they didn't ban it, it wouldn't solve anything. This does nothing. This is a nothing placebo hit. Same with all of the other hits here. None of this changes anything with the game. The problem with the game right now are cards like Maxi, are cards like Apollosa, Baron, all of these insane end board pieces, as well as pieces of like Floodgates and the like as I mentioned, Maxi, Dimension Shifter, Skill Drain, etc. That are just these cards that just say, we're not going to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Today. And, yeah, none of these change that. You still have the ability to do everything that you previously were doing. This doesn't change the end boards. This doesn't change the ability to see, like, Maxi or anything like this. This doesn't change the ability to play through additional hand traps or what have you. Maybe it kind of does in maybe Blue Eyes, but realistically, probably not. The 1 Bonfire is such a negligible hit that it genuinely doesn't really change the actual math on most things, because for the most part, the difference between 2 and 1, while it is impactful, it's not enough to actually change the way that those decks work. So, like, these are all just placebo hits that aren't even good, and it's frustrating. And this is what I have such a massive issue with when it comes to these ban lists. The last, like, 4 ban lists have not changed the game at all in any meaningful capacity. Like, paired together. All of the ban lists paired together basically have done nothing for the game. So it's like, okay, then why even have the ban lists, right? At least with the TCG, every 4 months or so, every 3 months, I think, we get a ban list that actually changes the metagame, that actually changes the way that the game is played, and you actually have to change up the way that you're either playing a deck or change what decks you're playing. For example, Ryzeal is now very different and now can be played in a much less capacity, right? Because you're not able to go into like Detonator multiple times and stuff like that, right? So that genuinely changes the game. That genuinely changes what's happening. This is all just, I don't know. It's nothing. So yeah, I know a lot of people are like, oh, but you're not like expecting to see big sweeping changes with these ban lists. Yeah, but I eventually want to see something change. But they don't do that. Nothing changes. The problems are still the problems. They haven't changed. They haven't been removed. They haven't been dealt with. We still have Apo. We still have Baron. We still have Snake Eye. We still have Fiendsmith. We still have Blue Eyes. We still have... The list goes on. Nothing has changed. New releases sometimes change stuff, but we just got Mermail, and Mermail is dead on arrival. No one's playing it. Why? Well, because guess what? It kinda sucks into Maxi and Fualos and all of these other combo decks. Why play any of those when you could just play, you know, a deck that doesn't die to the Roach? I mean, I say no one is playing Mermail. People are definitely playing it, but like, no one wants to. So few people want to play Mermail anyway. So yeah. Great ban list. 10 out of 10. No nuts. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye.